Hey champs! So today I would like to show you how we could configure the simplest possible version of auto potions in Path of Exile. And by simplest I mean that potions will be just used on cooldown. So whenever we'll have charges in one of these potions, it will be used. And the main idea behind this is that when some potion is activated, there is a progress bar that shows how much time is left before effect disappears, and we'll track appearance of this progress bar, and as soon as it disappears, we'll assume that the potion is not being used anymore, and we'll try to reactivate it. We will not do more complex stuff like tracking whether there are charges or not in potion itself, or are we in a hideout or other stuff. We'll leave it for other videos. In this one, we'll just try to make things as simple as we possibly can. And let's start by adding Path of Exile folder and auto potions folder. And the first thing we would like to track is whether our potion is active or not. Potion number 1 is active. To do that, let's add color search trigger. And we'll have to specify window name here. And as you can see, there are multiple options. It matched with my browser and with the game. So there are two possible matches, and to narrow it down, let's specify that the title of a window should be an exact match. And to do this, we'll have to add double quotes. And now there is only one option, Path of Exile, and it will work for us. So from now on, this trigger will capture Path of Exile 5 times per second. Let's make it 20 to just make things smoother. And as you can see, the picture is much better now. And as I mentioned before, we'll track position of a progress bar underneath potion. So let's click always on top button, so we will be able to see what happens inside Iauros. And yeah, capture process is working. Let's zoom in. And what we are going to do is we will capture top left pixel and check what color it has. Let's do it one more time. Zoom in a bit and let's click pick color. So from now on, this trigger will be color search trigger will become activated only when color of this exact pixel will be this one. Let's check that it works. Yes, it works. It shows that potion number 1 is active, and it will deactivate right now. Okay, so all good. Let's proceed to the second potion. For this one, we'll have to repeat the process. Okay. For all the rest, we won't have to do any kind of manual capture because we could just subtract values of x coordinates, and this will give us the difference of positions of these progress bars. And so for the progress bar number 3, for the potion number 3, we'll just have to add so 312 and 358, so 46 pixels difference, and we'll have to add 46 to 358, and this will give us 404, and this will be a position of third progress bar. So for the fourth one it's 450, and for the fifth it's 496. Let's double check that everything is working. Um, let's activate potion number 1 is active. Okay, seems fine. Number 2 is active. Okay, number 3, 4, and 5. And one deactivates. Second one deactivates. And okay, seems good. So now we have state of all potions. And let's do some actual actions there. For this, let's add a folder called actions. Oh, let's fix name of force potion. As I mentioned before, we won't do any complicated logic in this video, so all we will have to check is that our window is active. Let's add our for activating potion number 1. And what we will check is that Path of Exile window is active. For this, we have a special kind of trigger, window is active. And let's reuse titles that we have used before. There is a separate way, much more advanced way of how we could potentially autofill these values to avoid copy pasting it in every aura, but I will skip it just for the sake of simplicity. So condition of activation will be the following. Let's add aura is active and link window is active. So first of all, our Path of Exile window must be active, and potion number 1 must be inactive. And if it's true, then we will click this button, and we will add a delay after clicking this button to avoid spamming. And basically that's it for potion number 1. As you can see now, as soon as effect disappears, it stops spamming. And now it starts spamming, but it can't because potion is empty. And for potion number 1, that's it. Let's add some more conditions to make it more usable in real world scenarios. Let's add a separate aura called is enabled and add a hotkeys active trigger. So hotkeys active trigger changes its state when you click on some button, and let's make it, for example, F1. So whenever I will press F1 and Aura's window must be inactive for this trigger to change its state. So as you can see, when I click F1, state of this aura changes, and we will use it to control our potions. Let's add a separate conditions. Can use potions, and add a trigger which will check that window is active and that all these hours are enabled. And this enabled state will be controlled by F1 key. And let's replace Windows active condition with our new condition, which we will use for all other potions as well. And Also, let's add something else. Let's add a sound which will be played when we will click on F1 and when we will click on F1 again. So now when I click F1, when trigger is activated, then this keyboard sound is played, and when I click it again, another sound is played. Now we can understand in which state our auto potions are. So, and as you can see, no spam at the moment, and I click F1 and it starts spamming. What we could possibly do next? So let's use the same approach for other potions as well, and we'll have to replace a button that will be clicked and replace which potion to check. Number 3. Almost done. Must be inactive. Oh, I forgot to replace key. The last one. So almost done. And done. So let's check that everything is working. Something is wrong with number 3. Must be inactive. Okay. And that's mostly it for this video. From now on, these potions will be automatically used as soon as possible, and you can disable them whenever you need it. So I have disabled this spam, and as you can see, these are not being used at the moment. And another thing I forgot to add. Let's add an overlay which will show us that our auto potions mechanism is in use at the moment. So overlays are something are another feature of iOS, and they are able to show some picture, and it doesn't really matter which picture. Let's pick this one. Let's pick this one, put it here, and now whenever I activate auto potions, this picture will be shown, and it's click through, so it will not mess around with your mouse movements and stuff like that. And when you see this picture, it means that your spam is activated, and when it's not, then nothing is happening. And I would I think that we will leave it in this form for this video. I will cover other topics in the second one. So stay tuned. Cheers.